In the early hours of August 13, 2018, in Frederick, Colorado, American oil field operator Christopher Lee Watts murdered his pregnant wife Shanann by strangulation and their two children Bella and Celeste by smothering them. This is the most heartbreaking and disturbing case I have covered. When researching this case, I could not hold back my tears. This is the story of Chris Watts. Watch till the end. I guarantee you, this case will make you think twice. Just a stone's throw away from Denver, about 30 miles to the north, cradled in Weld County of Colorado, lies the quaint little town of Frederick, home to a mere 14,000 souls. Once a bustling mining town at the dawn of the 20th century, Frederick has reinvented itself into a hub of engineering, housing employers such as JBS Swift Pastures and Anadarko Petroleum Corporation. Among its residents lived the Watts family, nestled in the Saratoga Trail, a charming neighborhood on the city's edge. Chris and Shanann Watts and their two kids painted a picture of the quintessential family. Born on a crisp winter day, January 10, 1984, in New Jersey, Shanann was a proud and doting mother. She crossed paths with Chris in 2010. By 2012, they were wed in Charlotte, North Carolina. Shanann was a beacon of care and compassion, serving as a nurse specialist at a local children's hospital from 2013 to 2016. Soon after, she embarked on a new journey as an independent representative for Level, a health and wellness brand. Chris, a Taurus born on May 16, 1985, had a career in hopscotch before finding his calling in 2017 as an operator at Anadarko Petroleum Company. Their family was blessed with two children, Bella, born on a snowy December 17, 2013, and Celeste, a summer child born on July 17, 2015. They were a picture-perfect young family, yet beneath the surface, not everything was as it seemed. After Bella's birth, Shanann was diagnosed with lupus, a debilitating condition causing joint pain, inflammation, fatigue, and skin rashes, making her second pregnancy with Celeste an exciting yet daunting prospect. To add to their woes, a month before Celeste's arrival, Chris and Shanann were pushed to file for bankruptcy. Despite earning a substantial $90,000 annually, they were drowning under their $3,000 monthly mortgage and $600 car repayment plan. Family feuds also added fuel to the fire. Chris's parents found Shanann to be high maintenance and unreasonable, leading to such discord that they even skipped the couple's wedding. The financial strain and health uncertainties gave birth to numerous arguments in 2018. But Shanann, a pillar of strength and resilience, always wore a brave face for her loved ones. Her Facebook feed, even today, is a testament to her spirit, filled with joyous selfies and videos. In May 2018, she shared a heartwarming live video expressing her love and gratitude for her family. Another video unveiled the exciting news to Chris about their third baby on the way.
I like that shirt.
It's the test.
That's awesome.
With a spirit of creativity and imagination, she weaved together a heartfelt message, and on the vibrant occasion of Father's Day, June 17, 2018, she shared it with the world via Facebook. Despite their apparent strengths, the Watts family was, like any other, not immune to weaknesses. Yet who doesn't present a facade of invincibility to the world? How could anything possibly go off course? Fast forward to August 13, 2018, following an almost 2-month interval, Shanann's confidant, Nicole Atkinson, sensed an unsettling worry creeping in. Shanann had remained unresponsive to her numerous morning text messages and phone calls. The pair had just returned from a business soiree in Arizona, arriving home around 1:45 a.m. Awareness of Shanann's impending doctor's appointment, Nicole was eager to hear about it. Yet, as the hours rolled by, her concern deepened. She visited Shanann's abode, hoping to confirm that all was well. The sight of Shanann's car in the driveway and her shoes by the door only amplified Nicole's worry. Aware of Shanann's health condition and her battle with lupus, Nicole's concern for her friend's well-being escalated. Thus, she decided to alert the authorities. Shortly after, the police arrived at the Watts residence, ready to conduct a welfare check.
Hi, Ben. Hi. Nicole?
Upon their arrival, the authorities quickly discovered Shanann's personal items, including her keys, medication, phone, and purse, followed by her wedding ring. Chris Watts then informed the police that his last interaction with Shanann was when she mentioned plans to visit a friend with their children. He noted her lack of detail and left for work around 5:30 a.m., which caused concern among those close to Shanann and the children. Next, the investigation led police and Chris to the residence of a neighbor, Nate, who had installed a home surveillance system. Interestingly, the system was positioned to capture motion outside Nate's front door and coincidentally overlooked the Watts driveway. The surveillance footage from Nate's camera revealed that at 5:27 a.m., Chris backed his truck partially into the garage. Though out of camera view, the back of the truck showed Chris loading items, including a gasoline tank. However, contradicting Chris's previous statement, the surveillance did not capture any footage of Shanann or the children leaving the house later that day. On August 14th, the following day, Chris Watts made a public appeal on a local news channel, pleading for his family's safe return. While the investigation was underway, authorities delved into the history of the Watts family. It was soon revealed that Chris had been having an affair, a shockingly recent one at that, with another woman. When questioned, Chris denied any romantic or sexual involvement with anyone else. This declaration raised the suspicions of the detectives. Indeed, they had already spoken with his mistress, Nicole Kessinger, who confirmed their ongoing relationship for the past few weeks. Detectives also noted inconsistencies in Chris's alibi, marking two clear deceptions. This heightened their desire for a polygraph test, which Chris failed spectacularly, sending signals off in every direction for the detectors.
So, it is completely clear that you were not honest during the testing, and I think you already know that.
I didn't lie to you on that polygraph, I promise.
Chris,
I know.
Chris, stop. It's time.
Just
Stop for a minute. Take a deep breath.
There's a reason you feel sick to your stomach. We're not here to play games, we're not here to do any of that with you, we just want to know what happened. It's not even an option right now because you did not pass the polygraph, so I know you were being deceptive, so I know you want to tell us. I can see it in your face.
When the truth could no longer be hidden, and under relentless questioning about his infidelity, family, and emotions, Chris Watts confessed to the murder of Shanann Watts. He asserted that his motive was pure rage. According to him, he discovered Shanann in one of their children's rooms on that fateful morning, having smothered both kids to death. However, this claim that Shanann had killed their children turned out to be another lie, as Chris later admitted to the murders of his daughters during his trial that took place 3 months later. On November 19, 2018, justice was served when Chris Watts received 5 life sentences without the possibility of parole, 2 of which were for the murders of individuals under the age of 12. The tragic events of August 13th began unfolding 3 days prior, while Shanann was on a business trip with her friend Nicole in Arizona. The day before her return, she noticed that Chris had spent over $60 at a local restaurant the previous night, August 11th. He had told Shanann that he was attending a baseball game with friends that evening, but Shanann grew suspicious, knowing the cost of a meal and drink at that particular restaurant, the Lazy Log Sports Bar. The bill suggested it was for 2 people. Her suspicions that Chris was having an affair began to intensify. In subsequent interviews, Chris revealed that Shanann was aware of his involvement with another woman when she arrived home early that morning. Upon her return from the business trip, she joined Chris in bed, where he was already asleep. They made love, and then slept until the early morning hours. Around 4 a.m., Chris broke the news to Shanann about his affair and expressed his desire to end their relationship immediately. This sparked an intense argument, leaving Shanann utterly devastated. With that, she said, "You're never going to see your kids again," and ended the call. Chris lost it. He had trouble. Chana wrapped his hands around his wife's neck and killed her by strangulation. Bella, their daughter. Shortly after he kills his wife, she enters the room and asks, "What's wrong with Mommy?" to her father. Chris says, "Mommy's sick, but she'll be fine," to Bella. He pulls Shanann's body downstairs and into the truck after wrapping her in the bedsheets. Celeste is awake now, watching with Bella. After grabbing Bella and Celeste, Chris places their mother's body on the truck's floor near their feet and gets them both inside. Then, they leave their house and go for an hour to assess 3 or 9 oil wells, as Chris often visits these locations for work. When they arrive, Chris suffocates both of his daughters, Celeste and Bella, and buries Shanann in a shallow grave. Just outside Survey 319's bounds, Andy throws his 2 daughters into separate oil well tanks. Chris drives to work to begin his shift after disposing of the remains. He looked up the Metallica song, Battery, which has the line, "Cannot kill the family." After that, he calls a few places, one of which is the children's school, to let them know he is taking both of his children out of class. He then gets in touch with a realtor to begin the process of selling the home. He then texts his new partner to discuss their future together. Following Chris's admission that he killed his wife and 2 daughters, he provides the police with the location of the bodies. Later on, police discovered the bed sheets in which Shanann was wrapped before being buried. The motive behind Chris's actions throughout the affair was unclear to Nicole Kessinger. She had no idea that Chris was still romantically or sexually involved with his wife, Shanann. Chris had informed Nicole that they were in the process of getting a divorce, and she was unaware of Shanann's 3rd pregnancy. Chris had deceitfully concealed the truth. It is important to note that Chris only began to know Nicole around mid-June of that year. Near the end of June, Shanann's children went on vacation for 5 weeks to visit her parents in North Carolina. Meanwhile, Chris stayed in Colorado to work. Likely, he was eager to have the freedom to date Nicole without worrying about his wife discovering their affair. During this period, problems started to emerge in Chris and Shanann's relationship. Shanann sensed that Chris was pulling away and acting disinterested. He often missed her phone calls, leaving her feeling anxious and upset. On the last day of July, Chris joined his family in North Carolina to spend the end of their vacation together. This was 2 weeks prior to the horrific incident in which he would take the lives of his own family. Despite being away from them for 4 weeks, he exhibited no signs of affection or love for Shanann. Her messages to her friends were filled with disappointment and indicated the lack of interest he had begun showing in her. The situation worsened in August. In their conversations, Chris confessed his apprehensions about having a 3rd child to Shanann, expressing that his feelings for her had faded. The unfortunate Shanann spent her last few weeks in emotional turmoil. While Shanann battled her emotions, Chris involved himself with a new woman, presumably his girlfriend. The reason that drove Chris to eliminate his family remains unclear to this day. It's mostly believed that he committed the atrocious act to achieve what he desired without risking financial or emotional collapse.